Preeti. Thank you so much for joining me in this conversation. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Madhu. Thank you for inviting me and looking forward to a great conversation today.
Thank you. So let's begin. So, how is everything with you? How has any lessons and how things are with you? How are you feeling overall?
So now it is better and now I'm just coping up. But yes, last year we had, you know,
Mm,
apart from in September
mm.
and my entire family had till just 3 days. So
Oh.
that experience was something, which brought a lot of insights, I would
Mm,
say, right?
mm.
It was an incident which was eye-opening for me. But as far as right now it is concerned, right now we are all fine. Yes, we lost a few people in family, but as we all know that, wherever they are painful.
Mm,
So that is what something gives us the strength and to
mm,
move on.
mm. Tell us a bit more of the insights you got during the episode, where hopefully everybody, like your immediate family, is out of it and safe now. I'm hoping everybody is
Yes, yes,
good.
yes. We all
Yeah,
are safe. So
yeah.
last year September, somewhere around say 1st of September itself. So my mother had symptoms of fever or something like that, and then next day I had fever, and third day my father had fever. So we got infected. I think together we got infected together, but symptoms started showing gradually.
Mm,
And as soon as my father got into more and he started little bit of giving up sort of thing, I came on my toes. So no matter how much weakness I had and I was not able to smell, I was not able to you know taste anything, but still I was on my toes as soon as I saw my father you know getting sick by this disease. And I understood what I understood from these 10-15 days, that COVID takes at least 9 to 8 10 days to die in our bodies, right? And these 9 to 10 days you need to hold on. You need
mm,
to hold on mentally, you need to hold on physically, and the people around you, they need to hold on more than you,
mm,
right? So it is very difficult for you to you know keep yourself safe. Even if you are doing yoga, even if you are doing meditation, still you need to do better, and you need to
mm,
work on some of your hobbies. So for
mm,
example, on 15th of September, that is also my birthday, and I decided that now I will have to come out of it. Enough.
mm,
Now we
mm,
need to build something good and try to come out of it. So what I did, I joined mandala classes.
mm,
Luckily, 50, luckily on 15 September, there was a batch which mandala teachers started, and I joined into that. And that was the gift I gave to myself, that let me
mm,
enroll in this and let me learn this. And these mandalas and all, na, this has given me a lot of strength to come out of it,
mm,
right? Plus, what I feel is that when such things happen or when a
mm,
downfall comes, we need
mm,
to have some of the references. So
mm,
try to remember, for example, when I was pregnant, when I was 5.5 months pregnant with my daughter, I had
mm,
gone for a trekking, for
mm,
17-kilometer trekking, right?
mm, mm,
And it is something, I keep on reminding myself, if I can complete that 17-kilometer of trekking, then I can fight more things. I can fight
mm,
more things. And at the end of the day, I can see myself at the shore of this river. So
mm,
let me cross this river. Let me cross this river. I keep on reminding myself. So
mm,
I feel every person has their own failures, their
mm,
own achievements and all. So I think
mm,
we should all make a list of this.
mm,
And once we have this list, we should keep on reminding ourselves, okay,
mm,
this is something I did, this is something I did, this is
mm,
something I did. For example, suppose when I ran, when my daughter was, I think 7-8 months, I
mm,
was I suffered from postpartum depression,
mm,
and I had a lot of work. I was working full time that time,
mm,
and my daughter has weaned off
mm,
automatically.
mm,
So this is something was stressing for me.
mm,
And I understood, there is a dark well in which I am going every day. and I'm not able to come out, no matter
Hmm.
how much I try. So for a moment I can come out, for a moment I can smile, for a moment I can eat, for a moment I can, talk nicely with people, but again I'm into that well.
Hmm.
So it was a loop
Hmm.
which was holding me, and I was
Hmm.
not able to come out. As soon as I realized, I understood I need to reduce the actions item I am doing,
Hmm.
right? So that time my daughter was 7 months old, and I was, obviously I wanted to feed her well. I wanted to, have I wanted to give her nice experiences with solids, since she was coming on solids, and I wanted to, do well in my job also. And a constant pressure of, they had given me work from home option, right? A
Hmm.
constant pressure of proving myself
Hmm.
brought me into a phase where I, test everything and just wanted to perform nice and wanted to become a superwoman.
Hmm. Right.
Then, as soon as I realized it, it took me 2 months to, realize it, that what I am suffering from.
Hmm.
And in August 2017, I decided to take a sabbatical from my work.
Work.
And
Hmm.
that was the best decision I took. As I say that whenever you feel depressed or whenever you feel, overwhelmed, reduce action items.
Hmm.
So I reduced the job thing,
Hmm.
right? First, now I had two things to take care: my physical and mental health, and my daughter. Three
Hmm.
things: physical health, mental health, and my daughter. So I
Hmm.
started taking care of my daughter. And as
Hmm.
soon as I started taking care of my daughter, nicely giving her solids, reading about it, and getting myself educated, and also reading her books or something like that, introducing new things. So it brought my guilt level from this to this.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Hmm.
another thing taken care.
Hmm.
Then I started running marathons.
Hmm.
Okay. So I promised her that before your first birthday, I will run at least 4 10 kilometer marathon. Before your
Hmm.
second birthday, I will run half marathon at least.
Hmm.
One half marathon and more multiple of 10 marathons. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this is how I kept on going. And suddenly you see, you need to have something, you need to start something. If you stop something, you need to start something. So I stopped my work and I started this PS Digital Studio
Hmm.
that
Okay.
time only. So it was November 2017 that I established my firm, and I resigned from my job after that sabbatical immediately. I
Hmm.
resigned from my job, and I started doing, I started helping a lot of entrepreneurs. I started teaching them, and when I would teach them, I would receive a few of the, accounts to handle also. So
Hmm.
it was going hand in hand, teaching
Right.
and handling accounts. And
Hmm.
slowly, things started building. So
Hmm.
these all references I have written somewhere in the
Hmm.
diary of mine or in the
Hmm.
journal of mine. And now, I have them in mind, and I keep on reminding myself, okay,
Hmm.
Preeti, you completed this. You can complete this also. You can complete it. You completed this. You can complete this also. So this
Hmm.
is something which keeps me going on when tough time comes.
Hmm. Let me pause a moment because we have touched upon a lot of things and I have a few points to go back to. So, yeah,
Yes.
that's a very valid thing you have brought out. Valid tip everybody can take away, I guess, because that touched a chord with me. Like making a mental or even a physically, you write it down, making a note of your accomplishments. We kind of judge ourselves too quickly. We are not too kind sometimes and harsh on ourselves. We want more. We expect a lot of things from ourselves without acknowledging the things we have already done. We have come so far. You've built so much. You've done so much. So we fail to acknowledge ourselves, and sometimes somehow it builds into us and it creeps out in different ways. And yeah, it's a great exercise to keep a note or a mental note, or probably physically in a journal or somewhere, to note down your accomplishments. And like you said, a reference point of past strength where you exhibited your strength and endurance will help you. That's something you can hold on to. That's a part of yourself. It's not outside.
Yeah. So when my father was, feeling very low on, due to COVID. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Hmm.
But when my father was feeling low on COVID, I used to sit in night with him, and I used to, ask him, okay, what did you do when you did not have money? Okay,
mm,
what did you do when mommy was in hospital and you were
mm,
not able to, you did not have any relatives? Okay, what
mm,
did you do? I would ask him questions, and he was so irritated that time to answer me those. But I knew somehow he is gaining strength from these incidents. He's
mm,
able to recall these things, and
mm,
he's able to make in his mind that okay, I fought that moment, I can fight this bloody corona also,
mm.
right? So
Exactly. So it's important to spark that endurance and spirit within, because what this corona has done is it has occupied a lot of mental space in everybody. Like it's without your, when you like it or not, even you allow it or not, there is a kind of a mental space it's occupying, and that is causing the whole information or the psychology around it than the actual disease itself, as some doctors have also put forward. So this is like, yeah, like you said, you are defeating it at least in your mind to begin with, and then it
yeah,
will slowly take time to go away. Okay, let's find somebody else. Yeah, so yeah,
so
like you, hmm, go on.
yes. So there is a saying in Hindi,
Hmm.
man ke hare haar hai, man ke jeete jeet. So if you win
Hmm.
in your mind, you can win
It's half
outside
the
also.
battle. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. If you lose in your mind, you have already lost the battle.
lost. Yeah, and they say
Yeah.
whatever you believe is true. So if you believe you're
Yes.
already lost, you're already lost. There's not even a chance, right? If you believe
Yes.
in your head, okay, I'm going to win this. Probably there are chances you might lose it, but you'll gain something in the experience. But if you have lost in your mind already, you won't put yourself out there 100%, right? So yeah. And how did you recognize your postpartum depression? Like, did it occur to you, or was there a conversation? What was the support you got? How did you come out of it?
Yeah. So the first thing is that I was not educated enough about depression, and I was not educated
Mm,
enough for this mental health. I was not aware. I would not
mm,
say education. I got education later on, but I was not even aware what is this.
true.
So I didn't even know that such thing happens, and
Mm,
something like PPD is real.
mm,
Okay, and around 7 or 8 months. My daughter was 8 or 8 months, and I was, I was so overwhelmed by everything that I kept her in the hall, and I went into my room. I asked my husband to take care of the daughter, and I did not hear any cry of her. I was so overwhelmed with the noise in my mind, and I wanted to sit in a dark room. I did not wanted to see light, and I just wanted to, I will not say I had suicidal thoughts, but I wanted this life, you know, I found
mm,
it meaningless.
mm,
I did not have suicidal thoughts because that would come into clinical depression then.
mm,
Okay. But I did not find any meaning or any, why should I
mm,
continue?
mm, mm,
And then after 3 hours, when the train passes,
mm,
and when you sit again, so I was aware about journaling, I was aware about yoga, I was aware about meditation, I was so aware about a lot of things. I am fortunate enough to be a reader. I read
mm,
a lot of books, and I read a lot of stories of women, right?
mm,
So I knew, I need to reflect upon what has just gone through inside me. And
mm,
as I reflect, I understood this is not normal.
mm,
Finding your life meaningless, it is not normal, it is abnormal,
mm,
right? And I need to accept it. So I accepted this first, and then there was a friend. I decided to meet her, not a friend, but she's more of a mentor friend, and who is, you know 6-7 years elder than me and has been through the same. And luckily
okay,
we met in office.
okay.
After this, we met in office, and I just went I just thought, okay, this one can listen me.
Mm,
And immediately you take that call, and you make a contact, you match
mm,
the vibe. And I just told her everything, and she
mm,
told me this is
mm,
PPD.
mm. Okay.
Okay. And then I started writing, journaling more about my thoughts, and I decided I will come out of it without any counseling. I always suggest people go
Mm,
for outside help. It is
mm,
not really easy to come out of PPD on your own. It is
mm,
not easy. And I'm not aware that, even if some part is still left, but
Mm.
therapists can make sure that nothing is left inside, right?
Mm.
And
Right.
then I had to find something, so I found marathon.
Mm.
Every medal, each medal would tell me that, I can achieve something.
Mm.
I can do good in my life. I
Mm.
have a lot of, meaningful thing to do in my life. So with
Mm.
each medal, I have collected all the medals
Mm.
now. Obviously, from 1.5 years, I'm not able to run any but I'm
Mm.
so happy that I collected those medals.
Mm.
And so this is something, I would.
So journaling helped you. Is that what you're saying? So
Journaling
journaling is what
helped
you.
me, yoga helped me, and sitting with myself,
Mm.
a time off.
Mm.
Need to.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this is important.
Yeah. Like usually there's a lot of overwhelm after when you have a new baby. There are a lot of things that you need to handle. There's naturally a lot of overwhelm, and people pass it like whatever blues you're facing or whatever dark zones you're seeing. That's probably a side effect of the overwhelm you have, is what people probably pass this as. But somehow, sometimes, like you said, if it is recurrent, if it is not passing, and you're not finding that joy, and you're having these existential questions, and it's okay sometimes, and in different phases of life, depending on what
You
you are
can.
going through, what you are facing, you can
Yeah.
have bouts of existential questions, and there's no wrong in it. And that is probably a trigger for you to see how to handle those, what help you need. Do you need to talk to a person? Do you need to get a professional help? Do you think something you have skip doing which you loved, probably bringing that back can help? So you can try taking small steps. If it is not subsiding, please talk to somebody, and please take professional help, right? So there's a lot of taboo on seeing a therapist, but if that is what will help you thrive, that's the only way, and that you need to take that step for your own self. And why marathons, Preeti? What interested in you in marathons? Like what, how, why did that? Because there's a lot
So
of
I
things
said,
you could do for physical fitness. So I want to see
yes,
what is that.
exactly. Exactly. So, a lot of things, when you go to gym, no one at the end of 1.5 hours of gymming, and at the end of, a lot of effort you have put into lifting all those equipments and all, no one gives you a medal.
Okay. Oh, the reward
Right.
motivated you.
Yes. And that reward is something, it is so fulfilling when you are
Mm,
awarded with that medal,
mm,
and you feel, more than anything else, what happened? I was, I became active on social media.
mm,
I think when my daughter was 1 year old, that
mm,
time I became active on social media, and more than running first marathon, obviously I promised Mo that, I will get you a medal and your mama will get you a medal. And I have a picture, when she's just 11 months old and wearing that
she's
medal,
holding up.
first medal of mine. Yeah. And I have that picture. But more than anything else, I wanted to post that picture of me wearing a medal on social media.
Mm, okay.
I will be very honest. I will be very honest. And I, wanted to raise awareness about everything I have suffered. So
Mm,
from day one, I realized I have PPD. I have
mm,
not stopped talking about it.
mm,
Never, never
mm,
never I stopped talking about it. Give me a chance to write about it, and I will write about it anywhere.
mm,
Give me a chance to speak about it, and I will speak about it. Recently I wrote an article on Kora Hindi.
mm,
I work at Kora also. So
mm,
at Kora Hindi about this thing, and I
mm,
felt so good that, a lot of women will read it, and they will understand if they are suffering from it or not.
mm. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah, there could be. See, we all are different beings,
Marathon.
and different things motivate us. Like, for example, probably you're looking at it as a, like, probably it looks like it's a reward that called to you, but probably that's like being able to go out and showcase that people can do this to the audience you have, or share your story, and if I can do it, you can do it, kind of a story which you wanted your audience to
Exactly.
take home, is the reward you are ultimately getting. And your marathon is a way to do it, that you chose to reward yourself in the interim so that you can put that story out. And like you said, building awareness about what you have suffered, and you came through out through to the other end, is something you wanted to share, and it's really appreciable. And yeah, how about work? How has work, or you work with a good number of people and they are into different enterprises, some are big, some are small. How are people thriving? What insights have you got in terms of work? How are things going on work?
So I'll tell you, I was working full time. I told you that, and then I took sabbatical. And after taking sabbatical, see, financial independency is something I always had. As soon as as I finished my education, I always had that physical financial independency, right? And I did not want to. I will not say that I did not have support. I had full support. I had support of my father. I had support of my husband. But there is something you get from inside. Sometime it is difficult for you to ask for money, right?
Okay.
And I did not want to get into that moment ever. And I wanted to have that financial independency, and that brought me into that what I am doing is a full time job is taking a toll on my health, my baby's health, and a lot of things.
Mm,
But I need to pursue this career, and I have a bigger purpose. In
mm,
order to find a bigger purpose, I landed on a thought that there are a lot of entrepreneurs on small businesses. They need people like me,
mm,
right? People who can, the person who can teach them, and the person, or someone who can tell them about social media's ABC,
mm,
and person who can maybe handle also for somewhat,
mm,
right? So this is something led me to establish my venture PS Digital Studio. And then another thing, I
mm,
tell you, I knew a lot of mothers are there, and a lot of women or women, or say anyone who wants to do freelancing,
mm.
right? A lot of people are there. So
Right.
why not build a network of that? So I
Mm,
have 2 3 writers associated with me. I
mm,
have 2 3 designers associated with me, and I
mm,
give them freelance work,
mm,
right? So 4 pillars.
mm,
Now down the line, 4 years,
mm.
right?
Yeah.
I think my venture is standing on 4 pillars. First is purpose, a
Mm,
bigger purpose,
mm,
right? Obviously, it is a lot more than money,
mm,
right? A
mm,
lot more than money. And the second thing is good compensation to people,
mm,
right? People who are working with me, I make sure that they are not underpaid.
mm,
Okay, so even if they would tell me that,
mm,
okay, Preeti, we would charge this much for this work, I would tell them industry norms. I
mm.
would tell them that, this is industry norm, and this is at least you should charge. You should not
Okay.
charge less than that.
Mm,
Okay. And they found it so nice. They found it so, but obviously, I being an employee for so many years, I did not have any. I did not came across or crossed paths with someone who is telling me you are charging less, charge more.
yeah,
so
true.
so this compensation was another pillar. Compensation is another pillar, and third is we need to keep a bigger picture in mind, right? So having a clear vision
Mm,
is another pillar of my this thing of my venture. And fourth is being honest to myself. So
mm,
suppose, for example, when time comes and I am not able to deliver what I promised, right?
mm,
I always take advance, right?
mm,
This is another lesson that I learned. I
mm,
always take advance, and when I'm not able to deliver what I committed, I return that money, I refund that money. No
mm,
one else does.
mm,
Contract does not say that you need to refund that money. But when
mm,
I say, okay, I promised for 20 posts, but I
mm,
have not given 20 posts in this month, I will refund you this much money.
mm.
So this is something that honesty, I will not, I do not call it honesty, because honesty is really a word which you cannot meet
Mm,
anytime in business, I
mm,
feel, right? But more about it is integration, more about being, you know, yeah, integrity. More about it is integrity.
yeah.
So that is something, another pillar.
Mm,
And down the line, I have good clients, I have long-term clients, and I also help them, I help people on,
mm,
this is another model of mine, where I, what I do, for 3 months I will handle your social media, and
mm,
along with that I will teach you.
mm.
Okay,
Right.
so you have lifetime expenses of 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, so I will handle your business for three
Mm,
months. And
mm,
what am I doing? How am I doing? How
mm.
did things work? How are things working? What is
Okay.
not working? I will teach you everything at the end
Okay.
of the month.
Got it. So it's
So
like
from
you're doing it and they can shadow you and learn and what they can do and they can do it
exactly,
independently once this is done.
yes, exactly. So this is something I think very new.
Mm,
Not a lot of firms are doing. I have not come across anyone who is
mm.
doing this. And fourth month onwards, they can take it forward.
Right.
So even if you are, even if an entrepreneur is 60 plus,
Mm,
so I would be patient and I would teach him everything. And
mm.
fourth month onwards, he would take it
Pick
forward.
up and
So
run.
I charge for the fourth month also, because there is a lot of hand holding happens
Mm.
even
Right.
when person is. So there is a 4 months package. I have curated this especially for people who want to do things on their own.
Right. Mm. Interesting. So, how did you see you're working with a good number of entrepreneurs and people who are building businesses? Did their work suffer? Did their morale suffer? Did their motivation? How was their motivation? Were they facing any challenges? Were they doing good? Or actually, sometimes there could be opportunity in diversity. So, adversity. Sorry, opportunity in adversity. So sometimes. Probably this pandemic also might have opened the new vistas because it's online and we are at home. So what is your experience in the overall paradigm shift in terms of mindset and opportunities of the people you're working with?
So last year, when happened somewhere around 21st March
Mm,
2020, what happened? I started receiving, all of a sudden I started receiving a lot of calls
mm,
saying, for handling social media, right?
mm,
And it was bombarded from everywhere. You pick up Naukri.com, you pick up like my social media pages also, and I had 20 to 25 proposals pending in that month,
mm.
right? But I was not able to give because I did not have that large team. I had a
Right,
lean team, very
right.
lean team, right? And that lean team did not allow me to have 20 to 25 clients at a time. And that time I was just wondering, these are the people whom I always told them, why
Mm.
don't you come on social media? Why don't you come on social media?
And they
Some of these
suddenly
people,
came on board all at
and then
once.
suddenly the kids and you are at home and they are saying, okay, there is the only way to go forward now. There is the only way. Now we can sell our products only online. We
Mm,
cannot do anything else. So this is something I learned. And obviously there was a mix of reactions from companies and entrepreneurs. So a lot of companies were there. At the same time, they stopped doing any activities because
mm.
they wanted to cut their expenses,
Right. Mm,
right? So I faced similar similar experiences. And one thing that has taught me is keeping yourself flexible.
mm.
So
I
maybe
like that
today,
move you made. I like that move. Yeah.
yeah. So no. See, I tell you, no business can survive when they are very stiff.
Mm.
Okay, it is very easy to push this stiff thing and make it
Yeah.
down. But when you are flexible, even if the push is hard, it is difficult that you will fall. You might get up again,
Mm,
right? So that's why I just made this move, that being flexible in business is very important. Because, for example, suppose today I am working on TikTok. Okay, my
mm.
target audience is on TikTok. Tomorrow TikTok gets banned. That's
Right.
what happened in India,
Happened.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened in India. How will I survive?
Mm,
So I need to quickly learn another platform and move all of my stuff there and then build there.
mm,
That's why I always tell people, and now this is a free tip that I'm giving here. So
mm.
what I give in my workshop, that always be present everywhere. Don't do
mm,
everything. Okay.
mm,
So if it is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or any other social media platform, be present on all of them.
mm,
Even if you be active
mm.
on only one platform,
Right.
but be present everywhere.
Do you have
So
any tips on, like, for example, in this TikTok example? So you have audience on TikTok and you have presence on Instagram, and audience, I mean, TikTok is banned. And how do you migrate your audience to Instagram? Because it has to happen again organically after a while, right? There's
keeping
no.
keeping the same handle helps you. So
Okay.
suppose I am known more than Preeti, I'm known as Eight Things by Preeti. Right
Okay.
now, people know me on Instagram as Eight Things by Preeti. Okay, this integrates. What is this? What is Eight Things by Preeti? Okay,
Mm,
and suddenly they find me on LinkedIn also. They will
mm,
follow,
okay.
right? You know, okay, this is
It's
Eight
easier
Things.
to reach you.
So it is easier to reach and sit, keeping the same brand color, same font. A lot of
Mm,
things go into marketing
mm,
this, but
mm,
keeping the same perception everywhere
mm.
makes you unique.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, building a similar brand persona and carrying it on different platforms will be easy, make it easier for your audience to, okay, I know this is banned. Probably she's on Instagram. Let's look her up on Instagram. And
So I
you would,
say go to an extent where even if people meet you physically, they know, okay, this is Eight Things by Preeti. Even if they don't that's
uh,
why I say go to this extent.
hmm, nice. So how is everything? Like, is there a routine you follow, or the, like, in a single day? What are the things you will always do? Like these three, four things I have to do in my day. Otherwise I feel incomplete. So what are those things for you?
So see, a few things that matters and that help me in managing everything together. First is Pomodoro technique. That is
Mm,
a detailed technique that
mm,
I follow
mm,
for my work,
mm,
and that has helped me from last 4 years,
mm.
right? And my daughter is so used to of that now
Mm,
that
mm,
as soon as the alarm buzzes, she knows that Mama will give me time now.
okay,
So I
right.
need to ask her questions. I need to ask her things, and I need to ask her to play. When I'm with her, I am without laptop, without mobile. But
Mm,
when I am with my laptop and with my phone, I am
mm.
without my daughter. So I just
Yeah.
make equal justice to both of the things. And good morning routine helps me. Before anyone else gets up, I want to spend some good time with me.
Mm,
So this is something which rejuvenates me for entire day. If
mm,
someday it does not happen, it is okay. I
mm,
am okay with this now. But at least 5 times a week, I need to get up
mm,
and
mm.
have good time with myself.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
just go give water to plants and all, and then make a good tea for myself, and then sit. And
Okay.
3 4 days a week, I do yoga.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. All right. Yeah, good routine keeps you, like, you got a good footing or a good start to your day. So that keeps the rest of the day
yeah. Also,
flow well.
meditation, guided meditation is something that that is something that helps me a lot. And
Mm,
even if I'm not able to do anything, for
mm,
example, say I do not get time to do anything before sleeping, I would just count 100 to 1 in reverse.
mm, mm. Nice. Yeah, that's interesting because sometimes days could be different. If you're not able to do a specific routine, it's like a not a fixed routine, right? You need to have a rhythm, but sometimes you are not to find that space. But like you said, having at least a small thing that you can do. If you're not able to sit for 10 minutes meditation, don't beat yourself up, or just sit and count 10 to 100 to 1, or take six long deep breaths, or do something else. So have a fallback option also. If your day is very hectic and all over the place, just have a fallback option of your routine so that you do a little part of it, though not full-fledged, or you can't go full length. Just do a 1 minute thing, just sit down for 1 minute calmly with you, or focus yourself, recenter yourself, or whatever. Have a fallback option for your routine activities also helps, so that at least you feel ki you're not skipping it, but you're also doing a little bit of it as much as you can in that day. So that kind of helps it balance it out, I guess. Thank you so much, Preeti. It's been wonderful chatting with you. Got a lot of insights. I'm sure people will benefit from this. Thank you for taking out time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madhu, for calling me. And it is such a recharging talk for me also, that I'm feeling good in myself. Okay, another, again I have reminded myself
Right?
what I have done, right?
Yeah.
So again I'm recharged for entire week.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.